Let's see here. We're going.
No, not yet. I sleep.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Can you hear the TV in the background?
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Should we kick them out?
Kick who?
Kick them out the living room?
Hmm?
I don't know if you can hear the TV.
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Really?
Oh, they wink.
Yeah, we don't get to wink.
Testing,
Y'all don't
everybody
wink
talk.
either? Hi,
We
talk.
don't wink. No.
Testing, everybody talk. Just you're a little low. But the gang's all here.
Well, that sucks.
What?
Y'all
Did I miss-
don't get to talk. I mean, wink. Either.
Oh, the female version of that taunt is so much better. There's so much hip sway. I'm so fucking
Oh,
jealous.
And they wink.
Yeah, that too. I wish there was like a Dark Souls reversal ring or something. Just so that males can perform female actions. It'll be an option someday, hopefully. We can choose it in the character creator. Anyway, who's ready to murder Gaius' adopted children?
Yay.
Oh.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Anyone who may be watching, thank you. Tries to Flux for following. Emerald Weapon time. So, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Well, I guess since everybody else has on black.
Yeah, there we go. Gotta look like a team. Alright. Let's get in there. Blood of Emerald. Ah, it's good to see you, insert character name here. I'm pleased to report that Master Garland and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information at the Imperial facility in Turncliffe. In fact, he'd like to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they found. Once you're ready to depart, your escort will lead the way. Escort!
Well, where's the car?
Fuck you. There's your car.
Nice.
Well, look, the Chocobo's dead over here, so...
Is it really? Aww.
All set for the journey ahead? To Turncliffe.
Now we get separated.
No.
That TV is kind of loud in the background. Tell them to use headphones. I forgot about the music here. It's nice.
I said I'd kick him out.
I told you the music was really good.
Now that you're here, perhaps Sid will finally deign to dispense his findings. Severa, inform him of Vala's arrival. Thanks for coming. So what have you discovered? To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the lengths to which the Imperials went in covering up their tracks. You see, the hangar below was not just used to store weapons, but played a critical role in their creation. We know the code names given to 3 of the weapons, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Obviously, we are familiar with the first 2, but the third is something of an unknown quantity. At the very least, this confirms the existence of another of those abominations. At the very least. The problem lies in ascertaining its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon being transported either by land or air. Which of course leaves one option, the sea. According to what fragmented data we were able to recover, the Emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities, much like Sapphire. Are we actually going to fight it underwater? That'd be cool. Meaning that its escape from Turncliffe would have gone undetected, and could potentially be anywhere by now. But if Alphonse plans to have it absorb more primals, the logical choice would be Eorzea. Serious face. And traveling by sea would allow him to circumvent the front line of Gimlet entirely. The Alliance must be alerted at once. Hold your chocobo, Severa. It seems that the Emerald weapon was still incomplete when the 7th Legion withdrew from Turncliffe. It's far more likely that it was transported to another facility in order to add the finishing touches. If your supposition is correct, that would narrow the search to but 2 possible locations. Castrum Marinum in the Ronto Sea, or Castrum Occidens in eastern Lenosha. Both of which are known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion, your former subordinates, guys. Be that as it may, our objective is unchanged. Valdalin, you and Severo will make your way to Castrum Occidens, while Alla and I head to Castrum Marinum. Should we locate the Emerald weapon, we will give the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior, and eliminate it before it can be activated. Sorry to disappoint you, but we're still repairing the damage it sustained. Oh, how convenient. During the encounter with Sapphire weapon. While Allegan machinery has its uses, it's bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been working to expand its already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is in no state for combat. While I'm aware that this is far from adequate replacement, I can provide an Ironworks submersible to help Alla and Gaius reach Castrum Marinum. I'll have one set ahead to Vesper Bay.
There's that inconvenience.
Yeah. A submersible, eh? I don't like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination can be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourself out there, Alla.
Nervous.
It's time we departed. Let us make our way to Vesper Bay. It'd be nice if they just teleported us there.
I hope so.
Well, Gaius can't teleport. He's Garlean. Oh, well. They teleported us to Vesper Bay.
Hey! Those PS5 build
It didn't
times.
pop up yet. I don't see anything. My screen is black.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
Dang.
no, there we go. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think we saw all manners of load times there. We saw the PS5, the PS4 Pro, and the PS4. As per Master Garland's instructions, the submersible is ready when you are. But before you depart, I received some scraps of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues at Turncliffe. Apparently, he uses some sort of levitating, hand-like appendages. 6 of them, in fact. Though we're not quite sure what purpose they serve. It sounds like having eyes in the back of your head might come in handy. But that's all we know, I'm afraid. That's right, it had those weird hands in the trailer. You have our thanks. After all, forewarned is forearmed. If the Emerald weapon has indeed been transported to this castrum, it would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, There are measures in place to keep out intruders, but the security systems can be tricked into recognizing us as an Imperial vessel. That said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Should the Emerald weapon be activated, it is only a matter of time before the pilot uses Oversoul. We must silence the War Machina before this happens, and failing that, grant the poor soul at its helm the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed more quickly, I could have gone with you, but I fear I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide what support I can from afar. Whatever happens, the Emerald weapon must be defeated at all cost. CASTRUM MARINUM, now accessible. Just going right in. Wow. I thought there'd be some manner of cutscene before that happened.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
I'll go. I'm the next boss.
Where's my instant queue?
Less than 5 minutes. So
Instant queue!
None
There's
here.
a blue quest here. What is that?
probably New Game Plus.
Oh, yeah, New Game Plus. Xehanort.
What?
Yeah, you gotta talk to Xehanort to unlock New Game Plus, remember?
Look what I got.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
Man, that is just an event I do not care about.
Well, it's over now.
I forgot to finish it.
It's over now.
That makes me mad now.
Forever.
Forever.
No.
Forever, ever. Forever, ever.
No.
Like, for real. They said that was the last time they were doing it.
Damn. Rip,
I got
rip gun breakers and dancers. They'll never get those glamours now.
Well, I got a lot of them.
I got the weapon.
I just never cared. I never even did anything from the event ever.
Sucks.
If anything, I regret not finishing the Garo event.
Yeah. That one's gone forever.
Yeah, I got that one. I think I have the gold one? I didn't get the black one, though. That's the one I really wanted.
Like events.
I'll be damned, I didn't get the gold one, then. Oh, well.
I got all of the minions.
What I'm super surprised about is that the Regalia never showed up on the Mog Station. Or they never brought that event back.
They never
It'll
brought it back.
probably come back again.
Can't wait for the inevitable FF16 event.
Go away. Shoot.
Ugh, we're waiting on healers now? Last time it was the opposite problem.
I think he wants to fight. About to meet him in the wolf's den.
I think that's just Aerie talking in your head. Where do you get that mount from?
Ishgard.
Oh, Restoration.
No, custom deliveries.
Oh.
L-Tool.
I have no idea.
L-Tool.
But I want it.
I don't know.
I need it.
You just have to do her custom delivery stuff. And get her all the way full. And then you get her.
I don't even know where that is. Somewhere in Ishgard, obviously. Alright, in we go.
Battery low level.
What battery?
Give this a shot. The battery.
Alright, Code Tank, come on.
Where'd he go?
Come on. Come on.
I don't like this guy.
Come on.
Can I fall? No. Oops.
Oh my god.
You move! God! Fuck!
It took so long. They probably changed their mind. Oh, I went to get some cocoa. I went to get hot chocolate. With whipped cream.
Why are you trying to snuggle with me? What are you doing?
I want to join in. Alright. Snuggle buddies.
Well, yeah, Ala and Ari can snuggle, but, like, he's trying to move in. What is this?
Got it.
Oh, look at them. Even after labor?
Alright, let's try this again.
Oh, look, it's Goku.
Now I have my gas cloud all over you.
Gross. Alright, here we go.
I hope that wasn't your controller battery dying.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Did you plug it in?
I have another one, so when it dies,
You don't want it to die in the middle of the fight?
I'll switch it. Put this one on the charger.
Oh, look, there we go. Oh, it's that guy that wanted to fight.
Is he really here?
No.
Yeah,
How the fuck?
it's a big-ass
I'm
taco.
about to fight him. That's it, I'm fighting him.
I've been expecting you here, yours, yeah.
Don't kill yourself.
Look, Father, this is the power that we command.
No.
Mark V Anti-Icon War Machina, the Emerald Weapon.
I'm just gonna take it. There he is. You. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Where are you going? Where are you going? He doesn't want to fight.
Oh, god damn it. Tank Buster?
Probably.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh boy, here we
that's
go.
gonna-
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh,
God, this is a fucking bop.
wait for me.
Oh, it's still spinning!
Yeah? Magitech magnetism. Uh-oh. Get ready to move.
Oh, no. Not magnets.
Oh, those look bad. Oh,
Can you pull up?
It's a plus. They're gonna repel.
oh. Optimize Ultima.
Oh, it doesn't feel good.
Whoa.
Side scathe.
That instant death?
Where did his other
Pushback.
half go?
There it is. Interesting.
They're not supposed. This is not the twinning.
Now we go the other way, round and round.
No, thank you.
It does last
Rip.
longer than you think it would, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Rip black mages. Oh, and it's taking part of the
The arena's getting smaller.
arena
That's
off. Yeah.
fantastic.
Arms!
Divide et impera.
Tank Buster. At least I thought it would be. More magnetism. Alright, those are going to repel away from each other.
Oh, am I standing wrong?
So standing.
Oh!
Hear me.
I keep telling myself this isn't really that challenging, but then I remember there's going to be a second phase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Split. Alright, those are all on one side of the arena. Uh-oh. Bullet hell? This isn't Nier Automata.
What?
Oh!
Ooh.
How dare they?
Really?
Get over here. You're gonna get knocked off.
I should have waited for blood weapon, damn it. More magnetism.
Get over here.
I think you can just stand right here. Keep your DPS up. Optimize ultimate.
Emerald shot, tank buster.
God, I fucking love Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, you're tanking, that's right.
Yeah, bruh. Alright, bring it. Show us what you got.
Alright.
Disruption field.
Disruption field.
Alright.
Use your oversoul.
Not even you can beat the Empire's finest. Activating Oversoul. Balesar combat data.
Balesar.
Initiating organic core overwrite. Oh no. Oh yeah, Alphonse, this is goodbye.
Hey.
Rex, what have you done?
Aw.
It's Gaius.
It's going to be. The music change. Oh man. Oh. It's Gaius with a giant stand? Is that what this is? Oh. This is Whirlit at the time of invasion. Could the synthetic Orosite be causing this? Well, it's not Emerald Weapon N anymore, is it?
Oh. Whoop.
Wait,
Oh,
what's going
boy.
on?
Hey, 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 hey.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, that is delayed.
It hurt.
Uh-oh. Positioning. Oh, man. Oh, that's bad.
Made it. I don't like this.
Oh, I don't have to focus targeting. I keep not summoning Frey. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my god.
Where are they supposed to run?
It's like Gilgamesh.
Legio Phantasmatis?
No. He went away.
Focus target again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't like these guys on the outside. Fire away.
Whoop!
Oh!
I'll do that again.
Everybody okay?
Oh no, it's coming again. Quick.
God, he jumps around like a motherfucker, doesn't he?
Dang.
Focus target again. Optimize Ultima. I like this music.
Yeah, it's good.
Tetrius Terminus Est.
Yeah.
This weird thing.
Oh, I almost died. Heal, please. This music reminds me of this.
Any chances it has a third form?
Probably not.
Oh, they're both silly. I did the wrong way by accident.
I wonder, can we just stack those markers?
No.
Very easy fight.
Yeah, it was. Cool, though. Good music.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we killed another one of your kids.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to take a quick picture?
Yeah.
Ooh, pictures. I can use pictures.
Alright. Choose your emotes. I'm gonna go for a big thumbs up.
I gotta find an email. At least you're not wearing all white. You're all match.
You picking an emote there?
I did.
I'm talking to Jess.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me see here. Maybe zoom in. Now zoom out.
What are you sneering at me for?
There we go. Take that screenshot real quick.
You snurring at me.
Alright, you guys take your screenshot?
I'm taking yours.
Alright, let's get out of here.
You walked all the way around.
Run through the dead body.
Guys, I've got good news and bad news.
He's tall.
All Garleans
I feel
are.
so short.
Except Sid.
Am I not? What am I? A cat boy?
Yeah? You are a cat boy. Anyway. And so it ends. But why would Rex throw away his life for this? You're right. If I am ever to learn the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies could be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observations I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, that was not the only information I was able to gather. I intercepted a signal that revealed the troops stationed here were permitted to withdraw, seemingly in return for assisting the 7th Legion. They must have known that the Alliance would follow the Emerald Weapon here sooner or later, and made good their escape. Meaning the way is now clear for Sid to inspect the Warmock and his remains. We got here as soon as we could. Not that we couldn't have done anything to prevent this tragedy.
Are they gonna open it?
For what we know, it seems the Emerald Weapon was ilm for ilm a great deal more powerful than the previous two. Not really! If this was allowed to continue, who knows what sort of monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next. Nevertheless, Allah has once again proven himself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal. You may be relieved to hear that CASTRUM was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, it was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed. In all honesty, part of me wishes we had never found the Emerald Weapon. Perhaps then Rex would not have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. More like the ultimate sacrifice, am I right? Oh, God. I only hope that he is finally at peace. We will do what we can to spare the others from sharing his fate. I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues as to the 7th Legion's plans. Before that, allow me to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I would not put it past the Imperials to have left a few surprises for us. Agreed. I'll go with you. With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of the Emerald Weapon. Carefully, that is. So damn, who are they going to use for Diamond? I thought they'd save Gaius for last. I mean, if they use Gaius now, they're not going to use, like, Livia or the other guy for the next one. That wouldn't make any sense.
Wouldn't make much sense.
Maybe they'll use one of the Emperors? Oh my god, what if they use Emmett Silk? Can they do that?
I don't know.
The fucking fucking diamond weapon is gonna do the wave, the Emmett Silk wave.
Oh my god.
Alphonse, you knew all this time, didn't you? Melisandre and Rickon, too. Everyone except me. And you, Rex. Yes, that's what the synthetic foresight system is. The fusion between pilot and the core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we don't have a chance of beating Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us. Of course I would. But what I don't understand is why all of you are so willing to give your lives for the weapon project. What is it all for? It all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Garleans lost any respect they once had for us. But their cruelty pales in comparison to Valens. To him, conscripts like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subjects for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. If it is the duty of the strong to lead the weak, we will become the strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will create a world where people like us can live without fear of persecution. We want to see this new world for yourself, Allie. Even if we must give our lives to make it a reality. But why me? The years spent serving the Empire have changed all of us, except you, Allie. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with, more than any of us. You deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed. Allie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have been called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here. Then why don't you come with me? If Alphonse and I were to run away now, it'd only force the others to take our place. We can't let that happen. This is our way of upholding the ideals Father instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for Wyrlet's freedom. No. How can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it. You will forever be at our side, Allie. We will for blah, 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 blah. Where are you going? I'm reading these cutscenes, man. Rex takes her to the holding cells. Yoink. No, let me go. So win or lose, plan is to hand over the CASTRUM to Father, is that right? Yes. They'll take Allie into their custody before the Garleans return, while you will be free to pilot the Emerald weapon without her interfering. We can't let her hinder the completion of the weapon project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifices be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Oversoul. I can't lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data of the Emerald weapon fighting at its peak. If we're ever to have any chance of perfecting the synthetic foresight system. You know I'm not the sort to do things by halves. Forgive me, Rex. Don't worry about me. This is where I meet my end. I'll do it with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse. This is the girl you spoke of, yes? She was locked in a cell. I saw no harm in letting her out. I can't say for certain, but it seems she's been through quite an ordeal. Yeah, sorry I did that.
Aww.
Why, Rex? Why?
Such devastation.
Oh, you're back. I met Gaius once we've extracted the core. Where are you at?
I'm here.
Okay. We'll take it back to Turncliffe for analysis. Perhaps she should come with us. There's no use in her staying here. Man, it's almost like the entire idea behind these weapons is a really bad idea.
Maybe.
I want to be the catalyst for summoning Shiva. Shut up, Reen. I want to use the machine that kills me. Alright, guys. Sephira will take care of Allie, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. If the vision you witnessed is indeed true, Alphonse and Rex locked her away for her own safety. When she is ready, I would know more of what her brother hopes to achieve, and why he must resort to such desperate measures. Allie's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in a state of shock. We must give her more time to recover. There was one other thing that I thought you should know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw that her back was covered in welts and bruises. Who did this to her? It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis. Judging by the varied stages of bruising, I dare say this was the work of her Garlean masters. You speak as though you have seen this before. Seen? I've lived through it myself. I was born in Werlet 23 summers past. My mother was a local woman, but my father was a pure-blooded Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his rank afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement of our familial ties was the extent of the responsibility he took for upbringing me into this world. Still, it is more than can be said for most of his ilk. Oh my god, is her dad Valens? My mother and I were shunned by the people of Werlet, who treated us as badly as the Garleans did, if not worse. I thought that if I were to become an Imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who would cast scorn on my mother, if only out of fear, and so I joined the army. The acceptance I earned was but temporary, however, and my superiors were quick to blame any perceived shortcomings on my savage lineage. Rather than waste time on official court-martials, they administered their own form of corporal punishment. I was eventually assigned to the 12th Legion and fought under Xenos J. Galvus in Alamigo. In the chaos that followed our defeat, I seized the opportunity to flee Wurlet. While it was never much of a home, it was all I had, but nothing could prepare me for what waited. My mother had for many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Garleans had denied her treatment, claiming that it would be wasted on savages. By the time I could return to her side, there was naught I could do. Gonna avoid making a political statement. There was nothing left for me in Wurlet. I would be punished for desertion if the Imperials discovered the reason for my return, and I was never accepted by my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius. So that is the truth of it. Other than a few scant details, I knew not of your past. It sickens me to think that I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I had always believed it be the duty of the strong to lead the weak, yet there are those who become drunk on the power afforded by their station, and prey on ones they should protect. Like a canker, this corruption has spread to every part of the Empire. Even those with Garlean blood, such as myself, are subjected to their cruelty. They hold particular contempt for the Ara, an easy target for abuse being so few in number. Perhaps, like me, Allie thought she would be spared such treatment once she joined the army. Alas. I only hope that with time, Allie can put the past behind her and make new life for herself. But for now, all we can do is wait for her delirium to subside. It is fuck this dude's name. Valdalin's turn to keep watch. Let us ask him if there has been any change.
Lonely living.
I suppose you're here to ask about Allie. Is she well enough to speak with us? As her condition has improved somewhat, I would say so, provided you do not cause her any undue distress. Wait here. Allie, I'm sorry. What happened to Rex, it was my fault. Melisande and Rickon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions. Father, no. This cannot go on. Please, Allie, you must tell me all you know. Of course. First, I need to know what become of you and your siblings after we're parted. So much has happened. Seems like a lifetime ago. After your disappearance, we were all assigned to newly reformed 7th Legion. At first, each legatus was quickly replaced by the next, until eventually a man named Valens Van Varo was given command. He was sent from the capital, but before that, he was a specialist in experimental magitech weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primal war machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever methods he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he's planning to use the weapons to lay claim to the throne. Well, I didn't realize how much bigger fucking Sapphire weapon was than the others.
Oh.
But I think there's another reason for his obsession with the weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but he's always muttering to himself, and I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father. Valens Venvaro. I must admit, it was only recently that I first heard that name. Valens used his knowledge of Magitech to devise various military strategies. He was given a position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. That was until one man stood in his way. You, Father. He was one of the candidates to lead the new 14th Legion, but the role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero, who was in charge of restoring the ultimate weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld, where you retreated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than on their race of origin. Valens is adamant that pure-blooded Garleans are superior to all others. Never ceases to amaze me how far some will go to in the name of revenge. All that hatred festering away. Nothing good ever come of it. So the marks on your body are his handiwork. Yes. To Valens and his men, we are no more than fodder for his experiments, playthings on which they vent their frustrations. Every day is filled with nothing but pain. If I had remained in Garlemald, you would never have been forced to endure this abuse. It's not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valens if we wanted to. After all, we're expendable and easily replaced. The truth is, that's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would be condemning others. But if we were to stay, to see the weapon project to its completion, we would gain the power to defeat Valens, and then the Empire itself, freeing the world from its tyranny. That way, we might start afresh and find a place we can call home. Not just for us, but for anyone who wishes to live in peace. You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see. We took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we would gain this strength that by whatever means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. But we knew that you'd never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As the pilots, we're the only ones who are able to stop Valens. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all. If only I could get my hands on it, then I could save Alphonse and all the world it. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposing sides of this conflict, but there must be a way you can help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You are everything he aspires to be. I have failed him, failed you all. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I will free him from Valens, if it is the last thing I do. Thank you. He needs you, now more than ever. Listen, Ali. I once sought the strength to rebuild the world as I saw fit, but the ultimate weapon was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse must not follow in my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help your brother. Pray tell me where he is. I'm sorry, I don't know where he could be. In that case, I shall have the Alliance dispatch scouts. Wherever he is, we will find him. As for you, Allie, you must stay here and rest. Wait. You're the one who fought Rex, Rickon, and Melisandre, aren't you? We're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you had to do. I have no right to ask you but lend my father your strength. Save Alphonse. I know now why they call you hero. Alphonse, I'll do what I must to free you, if it means going against Father's wishes. But I have a good feeling about his new friend. Severa, see that she has everything she needs. Our allies must be informed of these troubling events. May I ask you to relay this news to the troops in Garabanya?
No. You go do it.
Your loving father act may fool the others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you've saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is this your idea of redemption? Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play. Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or will you honor your word? It seems the time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. Story's getting better.
Yeah.
Because we only have one more to go.
Yeah.
Porta Pretoria.
Or just talk to the guy and he takes you right out.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Sure.
Whatever.
Gosh, learn your stuff. Ugh.
We're gonna play the game. Oh. The dragon. Where'd he go?
Alright.
We have to do this. We killed people.
Have to do what?
Mourning.
We're already wearing black.
But we have to mourn. And Evanescence has to play. In the background.
I think you're thinking.
You just summoned.
I think you're thinking of Enya,
Hrothgar.
not Evanescence.
No, Evanescence.
What Evanescence song?
From Daredevil.
You think I remember anything about that movie?
When Elektra's dad dies?
I didn't know her dad was in the movie. Anyway.
Her uncle, her grandpa, uncle, whatever.
Everyone cares.
How dare you?
Everyone cares so much.
We're mourning. You left.
You're not allowed to. It's not in your name.
We're mourning Recon.
Mourn.
Rex.
Don't worry, they'll come back as a Force Ghost.
Oh.
6 movies later.
We recently received word of your victory over the Emerald Weapon. I expect it was another fine display on your part. Not that any of us were there to see it. For that reason, we'd be grateful if you could give us a blow-by-blow account, if you wouldn't mind. Good grief. Sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with. Rather you than me. I shall add this to your ever-growing stack of reports, should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie. Now, if I may say so, it looks like your ordeals have taken their toll. Well, we'll let you know if anything requires your attention. But until then, be sure to get some rest. So now extreme, right?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe next expansion. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's Correction Chamber. I don't like the sound of Correction Chamber.
Mm-mm. Yeah, what's in there?
3 weapons, 3 pitiful displays of ineptitude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. To make matters worse, one of my prime candidates, your precious sister, no less, has escaped. Oh, he makes the kids do it?
Oh.
And who should go crawling to bleh, I'm gonna try that again. And who should she go crawling to but that swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her, and this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her, and you failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy.
Boy.
Oh, of course. It's your first time, isn't it? Come along. There's no need to be shy.
Oof.
Ugly motherfucker.
Oh, God. Put it back on.
Yeah, put it back on, Jesus. Oh, they spent time. They spent time on his animation. Holy shit! This is like end of 5.3 animation. You see, something wicked has taken hold of this young man, and it's our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful, and you want him to get better, don't you? There's a good boy. Now let's try again, shall we?
Has it taken off my fucking helmet helps?
Burn out the bad. 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 Burn out the... Oh, this is bad.
This is creepy. This poor kid. Just shoved him in his face.
Oh. Oh my god. Well done. You've all made oh, shut the fuck up.
Fucking creep.
God, I want to beat this guy up more than fucking Fandaniel and
Really
Xenos. As for you, I thought you were cut above the rest of the savages, but it appears I was mistaken. And since you allowed your wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as her replacement. I choose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. kill Gaius Van Baelsar, whatever it takes. And if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin you are. Having said that, we will be forcibly initiating Oversoul using Xenos' combat data. So whatever schemes you may be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic Orosite system do the work, with you as its conduit. You should thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence will finally have some semblance of meaning. Why isn't this guy the main villain of 6.0? Talk about someone you just want to beat the shit out of. Lord Valens, preparations for the Oversoul trial are complete. We await your orders. Splendid. There's never a dull moment around here. Now then, boys. Who'd like to see something special?
What?
Come along, everyone. I can't even read it. It's so fucking gross.
Oh no. So fucking creepy.
Oh? Who's this? Oh, nobody. Thought they were gonna do something. Drip drop. This is my chance. And it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings. Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it has reached perfection, I will be unstoppable. First Valens, then the Empire itself will fall. And we will be free at last. Father, keep Allie safe. Oh. Lysandia, Urkon, Rex, I'll see this through to the end, I promise. Until then, watch over me.
Okay, I was hoping we were gonna see a little bit more of this.
Are we gonna see the weapon?
Well, we got her there. And who's the girl?
Who's that? So, is it ready or not? The trial sequence has been primed, sir. Then get on with it. Initiating synthetic Orosite system. Loading diamond weapon simulation. Oh shit, bye dude. What's going on? You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is, the time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Garlemald. This isn't what I what we agreed. You said that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go. You have Xenos' data loaded, yes? Activate Oversoul, and be quick about it. Understood, Lord Valens.
Wonder how much she paid for that haircut.
Galvis complete combat sample ready. Initiating organic core override. My mind, no. This is what it takes to protect you both. I love you. I'm so sorry. Ooh.
Ew.
Explode.
I'm a puddle of goo.
Where is my prey?
Oh.
Organic core override complete. Xeno Galvis data loaded. Yeah, let's make more Xenoses. That's a good idea. Subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey, right from the onset, regardless of the combat prowess it may boast. I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast. Enough, shut it down. Deactivating synthetic ore cytosystem. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Dirt.
Revolting. What a mess it makes of the cockpit. Adjust the settings and prepare for another run. Fortunately, we have the next test subjects ready and waiting. Good sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his copper operation.
Look how he's laughing in her face. I can't.
My. I never knew you had such a wonderful sense of humor. The great Valens Van Vero, bargaining with savages. More fool him for trusting me in the first place.
A quest.
A quest. In memory. Huh. I was hoping I might have a word with you. Ever since Turncliffe was liberated, we've been sending troops to aid in getting the town back on its feet. Helping the residents, that sort of thing. When all Amegans know how hard life can be for a society struggling to stand on its own after years of imperial rule, a lot of what most people would take for granted has to be rebuilt from the ground up. While we're able to assist when it comes to providing basic resources and keep the place safe, there are countless other problems that need attending to. If you can spare the time, we could use your help. Bless you, Allah. You really are a saint. I'm sure the people of Turncliffe will benefit from having you someone like you around. Once you're ready, have a word with your usual escort. I wish you all the best. And we're going back. What do you mean, wait?
Wait.
What are you doing?
I thought this other thing was just unlocking EX.
It's not.
What is it? I'm gonna click it. I'm clicking it.
Why, yes, of course. Just a moment, please.
Well, it is, but
Ugh,
there's more
God,
stuff.
be good. This thing weighs a tons. Perhaps I should have used lighter materials.
Oh.
Handsy. So what do you think? Is it every bit as terrifying a foe you faced? Behold the malevolent Malachite marauder, or the vicious Viridian villain, the Gementus Jade Giant. Actually, perhaps not that last one. Anyway, it's the Emerald Weapon! I assure you, I spared no expense in making it as true to life, so to speak, as possible. The information we received regarding its design revealed several startling details. Perhaps the most surprising of all were free-floating manipulators, or hands if you prefer, which allowed it to attack from multiple angles simultaneously. We even learned that their position was based on tactics used by Gaius himself when he led the Imperial invasion of Warlet. By surrounding the target, they were able to bombard it from all sides while keeping it pinned down. Not only that, but the Emerald Weapon was able to perfectly replicate Gaius' renowned Terminus S gunblade technique, though on a much larger scale. I wish I could have been there to see it for myself. Oh, you're so lucky. Ah, goodness me. All this talking has made me rather parched. Before I pour myself a nice glass of local Eric, I think it's time for us to fire up the real virtuality combat simulation Experiencinator to see what wonders it can conjure. Anything could happen, so don't say I didn't warn you.
Aw, go back to the music.
Extreme. Look forward to seeing that on my channel never. Alright. Now we can go. So the boss roped you into helping, did he? I knew he couldn't say no.
Oh.
What? Let's see.
None.
Back to space.
Despondent civilian.
Found her.
You. You're the one who piloted the War Machina and defeated Sapphire Weapon, aren't you? I thought so. I've heard much about you, but I doubt you know who I am. My name is Evelina. Evelina? And I grew up here. I stayed throughout the occupation and was put to work as a Magitech engineer. Thanks to you and yours, we are now rid of the Imperials, though I fear many of us will struggle to put the past behind us. For 10 long years we suffered at their hands. A whole generation of young people were forced into the army and sent off to die in some distant land. I suppose I could be considered one of the lucky few. My work here kept me away from the battlefield, and I hope that my contributions might help the others live long enough to make their way home. In the end, most of them never returned. Though my efforts were in vain, I can at least honor their memory. I want to leave something behind for their sake, to prove they haven't been forgotten, a monument bearing their names. To ensure that not a single person is omitted, I need to see the official list of conscripts, if one still exists. It would be inside the Imperial facility beneath the town, with the Resistance troops and Ironworks engineers closing the place off. I can't get near it. Perhaps you might have a word with one of them? I'll leave as soon as I find the list. Thank you. I'll follow your lead.
Keep these nuts.
Something I can help you with? I see. It's a bit unusual for one of the locals to show an interest in the Imperial's leavings, but it seems she has her reasons. Since we're still carrying on our investigations, we've closed the place off to prevent anyone from interfering. Considering it's you who's asking, though, I can hardly say no. Still, I'd better go with her, in case the others kick up a fuss. You're very kind. I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused. You have my thanks. Think nothing of it. I was glad to help. As I suspected, the Imperials kept detailed records of local conscripts. One name in particular stood out to me. My friend Melisandre. Uh-oh. I had no idea she'd been assigned to the 7th Legion, of all places. How did you know her? It all began while we were serving together in the 14th Legion. We had much in common, both being drafted from the same occupied territory, and we soon became friends. Then one day, she was sent to fight in Eorzea, while I remained here. The day before she left, she came to say goodbye, together with her foster siblings from the orphanage. The youngest one, Rickon, was particularly upset about not being allowed to speak with her adopted father, Gaius van Baelsar, before they departed. It was actually another of his orphans, Livius Junius, who forbid them from seeing him. I can't say for certain, but it seemed that Livia had a strong attachment to Gaius, and wouldn't let anyone else near him. As far as I could tell, he tried his best to keep Livia at arm's length whenever possible, but her devotion to him was bordering on obsession, and she became extremely jealous at the slightest sign of affection between him and his other wards. Others, however, treated them far more kindly. In fact, Praefectus Castrorum of the 14th Legion came specifically to meet them. While I was surprised that the Rogadin had risen to such a rank, I was even more taken aback by the unguarded manner in which he spoke with his subordinates. I had hoped that, with people like him serving on the Eorzean front, they would be in safe hands. Then, the time came for Melisandre to leave. We shared a few final words, and then she was gone. It would be the last I ever saw her. After that, I was assigned to the Tribunus Lacticlavius of the 14th, near Tolskeva, and I worked on restoring the Ultima weapon. I was even at the Praetorium on the day it was destroyed, but I escaped aboard an Imperial ship moments before it came crashing down. I eventually made my way back to Wurlit, only to be drafted in the 7th Legion and continue working on the weapon project. Even now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think I helped those abominations into the world. Using a living pilot to feed the weapon's core as part of the design from the very beginning. Of course, they'd never dream of subjecting a true-born Garlean to such barbaric treatment. Not when the 7th Legion has already supply of provincial conscripts right for the taking. The pilots were referred to only by their code names, and we engineers were not made privy to their true identities. Even with this list of conscripts, I still don't know who were sacrificed in the name of the weapon project. Let's bring an end to the weapon project together. But what can I do? For years, all I've known is how to build tools of destruction. The 7th Legion is far from finished. They're biding their time, waiting until the right moment to unleash the final weapon. And when they do, bring naught but death and woe to all who stand in their way. Even after everything they've taken from us, they still want more. If it weren't for the Empire, Melisandre would still be here. She was the kindest person I ever met, but to the Empire, she was just another pawn in their games. I will never forget her. There's a way I can make a difference. I know there is. But first, I need to speak with the members of the Ironworks. I have a feeling that War Machina they used to beat the Sapphire weapon will be called into action again. Until then, there's still time to make improvements, and I intend to help. I'm still going ahead with the plan to build the monument, but stopping the Empire must come first. I hope Melisandre and the others can wait a little longer. Before I go, allow me to express my gratitude. I don't know what I've done if it weren't for you, until we meet again. And back to Porta Pretoria.
How was she expressing her gratitude?
By saying thank you.
Mm.
Maybe she'll give us some sick tech on G-Warrior.
I need gifts.
I want material gain. All that dashing and I'm still winning. So, how was your time in Turncliffe? I see. Fate has dealt her a cruel hand, but now she has a chance to make a fresh start. Same could be said for the whole of Turncliffe. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment in Warless history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is free from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of Warlet. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information in the meantime. Take care. And that's it, baby. We done. I am very interested to see how Diamond Weapon goes down.
Aww. Oh no. No, wait. Don't leave me alone.
Join us. Join the cuddle puddle. Here you go.
Oh, look at that.
Well, everybody, it's been fun. Thank you, anybody who decided to join and watch. I think that's it for 5.4. So, until 5.5, bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Bye-bye.